great difficulties speaking today. I'm having chai tea in my Toronto mug in honor of my friend Kathy Sher, who came to visit me today from Toronto. I'm having a Cadbury egg that I've been saving for a week now because it's Friday and it's cheat day. Hello, it's Friday 25th April 2014. It's Friday, April 25th, and I'm having my favorite caramel Cadbury egg. I don't know if you have those in the States. I think it's called something different. Or do you have that? I'm not sure, but there's the regular Cadbury egg, which has like the blue and yellow wrapping. It's like a regular egg inside. The colors are white and yellow. I prefer these. They're so yummy. I'm not a big fan of caramel bars anymore because I don't find that they taste the same as they used to. But the eggs are awesome. My favorite combination is caramel and chocolate, so perfect. I've been good all week, and even at lunchtime I made individual pizzas, of course gluten-free. And usually I have a whole pizza and I only had half and I was full, which was great. I didn't deprive myself. It was good. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. How are you? I've been MIA for a couple of days. I do apologize. I was under the weather yesterday. I had an egg omelet, kind of, sort of, with lots of vegetables and stuff like that, and I put that in a lettuce leaf, so I call those my eggy lettuce wraps, and I have no problems with that usually. But yesterday, right after I ate it, my stomach was hurting so badly. I was in pain, and although I was drinking lemon and ginger tea, it did not help. And I was busy filming for the store, so I didn't have the energy to push forward and do this vlog's intro. But I managed to record the tutorial I'm going to show you, and at the same time that I was actually... I get lost in my head. Does it happen to you? It happens to me all the time. I start saying something and I have no clue what I was going to say. While I was testing out something in my big journal, I was also... that's not even true. I tested out in my journal before and then I did the store's tutorial. So in fact, the tutorial that I'm going to show you was already made. I just didn't have the guts to film. Show my face when I'm in pain. That was painful. That was more painful than my stomach ache yesterday. Anyways, so here's a double spread. You're going to see there's a big reflection right now. My main objective was to figure out how to seal dylusions. I have it in my head and I'm going to find a perfect solution one day, but yesterday I found something that's quite close to it. As you know, dylusions react to water, and it's a great property in that product because you can achieve cool effects. The downside of that is that you have to use it as a last layer, and sometimes you just want to incorporate it in the background and do something else over it. And I'm quite positive that there's this miracle product somewhere, or this technique somewhere, that's going to do the trick one day. But I tried something yesterday and I was almost completely successful. So I'm going to share that with you right now. Alright, so my desk is a mess, but I'm a happy camper for a few reasons. A, this was my test page for the tutorial that I just finished for the store. I've discovered something that I'm very excited about, but it's not on this page. It's on this one here. So let me talk about this first, and then I'll bring in the small book. So I wanted to build a background in layers, so of course I use my favorite, which is text paper, and then I stamped with some of the new Dina Wakley stamp sets. I used the textures, one for the background, and I used the scribbly birds for the foreground. The darker paint that you see in the background, of course, is blue, but as you saw, it reacted to the spray while I was painting it or stenciling. Then I used Collage Page to attempt to seal the dilution sprays, and that did not work at all. I was using a very dry brush. I figured if I use a very, very dry brush and I don't go over the areas too much, maybe it won't react too much, and it did. As you can see here, I have a lot of bleeding through. Which brings me to this little guy. On this one, I did the same process for the background. So I have text paper, I have paint, and then I have dilution sprays over it. And then I took this, the Workable Fixative by Krylon. I went outside, very important, the fumes are quite toxic. So I went outside and I sprayed it once, very lightly, to see if I would have any reaction. And I did not. So I thought, that sounds a little too promising for me. Life is too good. So let's see how it will dry. So I waited 10 to 15 minutes. The cool thing about this is that it doesn't take long to dry. So like I said, 10 to 15 minutes. I went back outside and I sprayed a second coat. Let it dry, and then I painted white over it. And as you can see, I got a pretty darn good coverage. It bled only in few areas, but the majority of it is quite crisp. Now, the reason why I have some ink or reactivated dilution sprays through the white paint, the way I see it, and this is my big scientific explanation, the Workable Fixative is a spray. So you're spraying tiny dots. Of course, to have like full coverage, you would have to have the book soaking in fixative, and that I would be afraid of, like I said, I would be afraid that it would reactivate instantly the dilution spray. So my theory is that where you see bleeding is because the tiny dots did not cover the whole surface. So the difference between these two pages is that when I sprayed with the Workable Fixative, it didn't react with the spray. Like the spray stayed wherever it was. It didn't run, as opposed to this page with the Collage Page. As you can see, this, like this whole area here, you see it just bled through. It went over the paint that I had laid down in a big way, especially here. But it still sealed the work afterwards. It just reacted with the ink, but it still sealed it. So this page is kind of like a triple whammy for me. It is very personal because of the quotes. The quotes, they speak to me, and the message is very important to me. Listen to your inner voice. It is also getting out of my comfort zone because I use a different color combination. And it's also because of the discovery I just made. It allowed me to test some products and find a solution to something that I really wanted to do for a long time. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I love how this page turned out. I love the colors, which I never use, but having that purple and blue page in my book makes me happy. Now, as you can see, I was almost successful in sealing without too much damage, and I will experiment some more. I will find one day what really works, but obviously brushing something over dilutions, brushing a wet media over dylusions will never work. So the spray was a good idea. I think I'm on the right track. I wonder if I put 4 coats, what would have happened? Maybe I would have eradicated completely the bleeding through. But I was able to paste text paper with gel medium over it, and I had like one tiny spot where it bled through, and that's it. So quite pleased. I know that I was supposed to do a cards vlog, and I didn't. I filmed part of it, but it's not completed. So you'll see that next week, I promise. I promise that you'll get a few cards tutorials here and there. Thank you so much for your suggestions for my updo, which I'm probably going to do as well either this weekend or next week. This weekend I really want to work on my scarf. I want to finish it. But it seems that most people are agreeing with the white outlines around the flowers and journaling in black, and it makes sense. So I will listen to you guys. Thank you so much for the input. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend. I hope that you're gonna get nice weather. I think we are here. I'm still walking, still watching what I eat, still keeping up with my time assistant, except maybe for yesterday. Yesterday was rough, but I'm loving it. I feel great today. I guess I will see you on Monday. So thank you so much for watching. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will see you later. Bye.